Hello everybody, my name is Freelance Killa. I go by Tommy. This is my third attempt at Arena Direct in order to win 2 Final Fantasy play boxes. I decided to record this one without talking. I was just gonna enjoy this third one. I figured I might as well go ahead and record it, but I'm not gonna discuss or talk anything through it. And now that it's done and over with, I was like, hey, maybe we should have actually had some words over this. So that's what I'm doing here. As y'all saw, I opened some bombs. Over here, I am literally just skimming through the cards. I've been playing for a little bit, so I kind of know what is okay, what's good, what's not. And I realized my white was okay, but I'm looking at this red and it is pretty spicy with the removal. Has some card draw with that guy. Love the treasure. And a lot of my bombs, as y'all saw, were in green black, but mainly like I could splash into black. So I was debating that. But if you're going green red, it does kind of seem like you could just streamline and not have to go into a third color. So that's kind of what I'm figuring out here. I could definitely do green red. It has good ramp. It has a lot of removal. It has some really nice threats. So I'm just trying to figure it out. As y'all can see, I have the gardener, so he's providing plenty of ramp. I have the the 3-mana enchantment, Summon Felwar, where I can get a land. Of course, I have other the 4-mana spell to go get lands. Treasures by Lannery Storm. So I have a lot. But what I ended up doing was splashing the black, and I made a few swaps, not too much, and figured if we're gonna do this, let's go ahead and splash into black and do it well. That way we can play all of the bombs and not have to worry about it. So here, we got a very keepable hand. Removal, 2/2, 3/3, and another former removal. Granted, we are missing a red source, but we can still play our 2 and 3 draw. I'm not super happy to see Sahagin, I believe is how it's pronounced. But we are able to block it right now. We're still missing our red source. Waiting on the opponent to make his move. The fact that he's taking so long is kind of like, maybe we do have a really good chance here. They obviously don't have a way of getting through. So bouncing a land, I am more than happy with that. Hoping that he doesn't have another land drop for his next turn. I figure I can drop a 3/3, so why not go ahead and swing out. If he blocks, great. If he doesn't, whatever. So it looks like he's looking for his additional land drop. I believe that's what the card does. Yep. And it's fine, because either way he attacks, I will gladly trade. So now that we actually have our red mana, we can actually use it if we need to. I doubt they're gonna block, but I'm okay with any trades that we get here. And we have removal to back up that fight, in case they try to cast any spells or anything. Debating on whether to drop the 4-drop or the 2-drop. If I miss with the 4-drop with anything that milled into the graveyard, it kind of be a whiff. It's not really worth it. So we go with the 2-drop. Also, we only have one red source, so that helps. We're going to be without a red source this turn. So at this point, I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and deal with their on-board threat. They didn't have anything last turn, so why should they have it right now? Perfectly happy with him just really cards to get some lands. Not glad he has lands, but you know, he's got to have something for 4 mana here. At this point, I just want to get in the most damage I possibly can. It would gain haste, and they probably have a counter spell. Sure enough, they do. Not hurting my feelings. We'll still get it for 5 damage. We'll have a removal for anything that they play afterwards. And we still have the equipment on board. So 3-4. Unfortunately, we didn't get another creature. I'd love to give haste to something. I think here I'm just trying to figure out, am I going to use a wood spell on them? Am I going to move the equipment? But if I move the equipment, I'm pretty sure my guy still dies, which is +2/+2. I do know I got some really strong cards in this deck, so if I don't equip, I doubt he's going to block 3 damage. But even if he does, it's not that bad of a deal. My 2-drop is going to trade for his 4-drop. Play out the Blitz. That way we have all the mana in the world that we need. We only have a black source, so it's not really that important. We do have removal for anyone else that's coming along. And now we're just going to get mana flooded. So is the opponent, apparently. This is not necessarily bad for us because we do have a Chocobo Comet in here. And if we eventually draw it, we can just shoot him dead. And I played the lane just in case they want to try to syncopate it. Plus, even if they so, not syncopate, but they did get us with, gotta be able to pay 6, and I think we have 6 mana exactly. Now, that's fine. We still have removal in hand. spend the majority of your turn just trying to equip it. Probably a good thing for us. And of course, a wonderful land. We'll hold it in case we can discard to something and or try to bluff the spell. And now he's getting some creatures. And of course, we get on the bright side, we are a higher life total, but they are starting to drop some very scary threats. And in good arena direct fashion, you just get hit with land after land. Now look at that, that's 5 green, 5 red, a black, a green, and a green. That's 12 out of the 17 lands. All they have to do is equip their 2-1 and swing. I'm pretty sure that's going to be lethal either way you look at it. Or they can do it and smack me. Off the amount of lands and spells that we got. So we're gonna start our battle with the loss. Let's see if we can keep going. In order to get 2 boxes, we gotta have a perfect run from here on out. So we got our 1 loss out of the way. Let's aim for no more losses. Start with the red for Thunder Magic in case we need to kill that. We have our 2-drop. And their 2-drop. Also going to land. Card's not really super great in our deck, but it's not completely horrible either. On the bright side, it does let you draw and discard. I'm trying to figure out if I need my 3-drop summons. The cool thing with it is we did discard them. Next turn we can bring them back if they don't kill our guy. And it motivated them so much that they're going to put a land back into their hands without turning. Now they don't really have anything for this threat, which is even worse than getting a free Ifrit back from the graveyard. Now if they kill our 4-drop, we're going to draw 4 lands, if they can't kill our 1-5 prior to that. I'm trying to figure out if I need to keep the red mana to do anything, so let's figure let's attack first. Let them go ahead and make shot. We'll play out this guy. case they have some type of discard effect. I know I don't see black up there, so I'm not too concerned, but in case they have anything, I'll go ahead and leave a green in hand. The last thing I want is kill stuff for no reason. So, good for them. They got rid of my artifact, but I still have the 3/3 there. Now we got the 4/4s. Make me to chump or take that one. If they chump or lock, yeah, and that sets it up. Willing to take 8 and keep a creature alive, and that was not the case. Especially when they hurt themselves by bouncing a land. So now we'll go on to the next game. So now we're at least 1-1. And I don't know if y'all have ever played in any of these events. They are slightly terrifying. You know you spent a good bit of money just to get into the event. And then you have to play well, you have to draw well. You have to have a little bit of luck with your deck. Just try to play to your out as much as you possibly can. So I figure here, as long as I have the Bliss Ball, I still have my Thunder Magic. Next turn, we can also play a Jet. And the key here is I don't want them to have too many blockers. Or too many blockers behind. Because he does have play them, pray to God they don't have anything to deal with them. And now they just have a larger Dragoon. Setting up his draws, not super thrilled about that, but what can you do? Debating my attacks here. If I attack, he's probably going to block with the 3/3 and the 1/1. Not super good trade for us. Even if I pump my guy, he's still going to die. I can do Lannery Storm and attack, and that's going to be a 2/2 with the treasure token. And if I sack the treasure token, it can make it a 3/2. So at this point, we need to reduce the amount of threats that they have. And that's my idea, is even if I lose one or two, like my entire board state, they should lose majority of theirs. Kind of goes back to this game. Yes, they have more cards, but at the same time, they have a lot of damage coming our way. So we're waiting for them to see what they're going to do. I would love that block, but I think he realizes that Wyvern is definitely going to die. And you don't want to throw anything in front of Captain Storm. So this could not have worked out any better. I figured I'm fine at losing Jet if it's gonna take out their immediate damage coming my way, especially that flyer. Yeah, I could probably Choco Comet it, but at that point it's kind of whatever. I would go get a black source, but I figure I have that treasure token, so I'm not too concerned about it. But we're trading Jet for Wyvern. Gotta do a quick mana count. I have exactly 5 available, like X equals 5 right now on board. And since he's tapped out, if I do that, I can actually get some good stuff there. Get a good bit of damage in, get a treasure token. I can even draw some cards off of the Blitzball, because Captain Storm there is a legendary creature. So I'm still not worried about a black source of mana as long as I have a treasure token. And I get a nice little 2/2 out of it too. So I can't remember if I chose not to crack the Blitzball or if I completely forgot that you can crack it for cards. You got me. I have my Chocobo. I need a 2/3 deck touch. That made life a little easier too, because if I just attack and he blocks with his chump blocker, and then I don't really draw much except that 2 or 1/2, it's not gonna look pretty. I'll have 5 damage come my way. But he is surveilling, and that's not good for us either. Throwing away a creature. Duly noted. Unlucky for us, we did get a 3/3. So there's a chance that they won't block because we might not have a follow-up. That's perfectly fine for us. So if he comes at us, we can double block, and that kind of prevents him from trying anything on us. And look at that. We drew the bomb. And this is one of two reasons on why we splashed black. And you saw Jet earlier and how they had to trade a good bit of their board for. And unfortunately, there it goes. So that's just me clicking in frustration, like, what am I about to do? I did think about moving the equipment over, but if I did, it's not really going to do anything. +2/+2s will just block it. And that's why I knew we had some discard effects. So this is my idea here is, do I play the land, discard him, and then get him back with my legendary? And I guess we're just gonna go with what we can fetch back from our graveyard. And now the game has completely turned on our opponent. We have a good board state. We have Jet in hand, and if he doesn't have anything, he's gonna just get flooded out. I guess he couldn't draw anything. We were gonna go wide. We still had, I think, one more draw discard effect, and after that, just more mana from Ifrit. And Ifrit went to the graveyard and just bring him back with our legendary. So we got a 1, 2, 3 drop right there. Solid. That's a perfect extra removal, so now we can actually do something if we wanted. We can get our free Chocobo. And it will have haste. And then we can play a land and say go. But yeah, we can throw a Chocobo in there. 3/2. Still leaves up Thunder Magic. That's when I realized that it doesn't just waste 2 things you don't cast. And we got that off the loop. Our next item that we cast will get haste. Kind of scared that they have counter magic, because I would love to play the 4/4 or the 4 mana bomb that lets us get double strike on something. case they did have a counter spell, I wasn't going to risk it. Plus, the double strike is only on a single attacking creature, and he would have haste, so it kind of defeats the purpose. So now Fenrir has haste. We can go get our splash color. At this point, I still want one more. I'd like to get a counter on the center. And we'll use the card to get rid of our token. It's not that big of a deal. I don't think we're ever going to flip our enchantment. It was just a 2-mana, 2/2. And instantly get pumped. And then this is perfect timing. I figure if they will have to play something to deal with Jet. The following turn I can drop the 4 mana, give something double strike, and we'll see how that goes. So they have one turn to either drop another creature or kill him before he comes double striking in their direction. That's not doing it. And lucky for us, it's only sleep magic. Which, you know, if I was them, I would be like, hey, problem solved. And I was like, hey, he's kind of beefy. Let's see if they got anything else going on. If they go to end turn, which this is perfect. Now they only have one blocker. And I doubt they got anything for 1 black mana, so let's oh, there it is, world map. Now let's wake up our guy and go ham. Shock our own guy so we can get rid of the sleep magic. Some damage wakes him up. At this point, whenever he hits, we can crack the spear and get 2 more cards. I realize if I exile him now, he's going to leave combat. So I declined to get another hit in. And now I will exile come back. They had to throw away the probably the biggest bomb, the thing that they're trying to get to. And that's when they realized they really couldn't do anything about it. So at this point, I'm happy. I'm actually able to get some gold back, or some gems back. We're doing okay. We do have a loss, and so all of these games are getting more and more intense for me. Realizing here, I need some more cards. I do have the one creature that lets me go and get enchantment from my graveyard. I know I don't want to shock that rat because I really don't want to give him treasure. And I'm trying to find some more action because we do have a lot of lands. Yeah, we have a lot of lands too, but it's not super great. Look at that, we're still drawing lands. This is how I lose my games. The other 2 attempts that I have done for Arena Direct Final Fantasy, I have been screwed over because of lands. So, let's try our best to get some of these lands and draw some action. And look at that. Another one. I don't know if y'all saw any of Kenji's games. You want the money, but I swear, that man has some of the worst luck when it came down to Arena Direct. And my experience is the same. Here's all the lands in the world, and/or you're gonna be in a desert with like no lands coming your way. And you gotta make your entire deck function off of nothing. So bouncing my guy to get 2 damage in, sure, I will gladly take that. Now I realize I can leave up a shock or something. I can still, if I hit them with this guy, then I'd be able to crack the sphere to get 2 more. There's a lot of different options I can do here, but I need to get rid of some of these lands, and I need to find some action. Give it another shot. Throw away a mountain, and we actually got a card. Nothing super great, but we did get something. Yeah, Thunder Magic to leave up. Figure if he attacks with the rat, we can essentially trade it out. He didn't have anything for 4 mana. Does he have anything for 5? And now he drops a land, so 6 mana is available to him. Not looking super good. Now I'm kind of concerned because if I throw away my land, he may not get another one. Fight spell aspect isn't really going to be helping right now. So we'll go ahead and transfer that out. We at least got a creature this time. See what they do if we swing. Take damage. Get the Blitzball in there, realize that Ifrit is not a legendary, so it doesn't matter. But we will get that 1 extra mana next turn, which will guarantee that we're going to be casting what I like to call the Animal Lamb. That T-Rex Black Betty over there is coming out. Have a counter out, and they are cardless. So I think we're good to go ahead and just drop it. Trying to figure out what we should do. Should we bluff the attack because he's dead? He's gonna exile himself next turn anyway. And they choose not to block, so that was a good bluff on our end. Yeah, we lost 1 red mana that was free, but it didn't. Because they are playing black, I want to hold on to a card just in case they try to get this target. I'd rather discard the land than a creature. Look at that, another land. I'm looking at their board today. They do have that 2/2 Death Touch Fire, which kind of sucks because I would love to have attack there. But at least at this point, we are kind of at parity. He does have options of sacking things in order to bring cards. And I have the option of sitting here and just chilling out because I don't have any card draw unless I have a legendary that actually connects with my opponent. And so I'm almost positive this is when I figure I'm just going to start flooding it. I swear this game tests you sometimes, and it's just, hey, are you able to just hold out? So, I'm kind of excited if he were to attack with that, but that's not going to happen. That's the only thing holding the T-Rex back. So here I'm kind of debating. That's a 4/4 reach right there. Can I bluff an attack? If I attack with a 6/6, it's definitely going to get blocked by the 2/2 Death Touch. But if I attack with the 3/3, are they going to be concerned? Or are they going to double or triple block? If I move the equipment, is it going to be worth it? So. I think we're just going to sit still and wait. We do have ways of getting, I think we have a Fat Chocobo, I'm not positive. And so they got a wide board, but we do have a beefy board as well. So at this point, we're just going to have a stare down until one of us draws the move, or some way of breaking through this. The thing that I do like about this is I do have a Choco Comet, so I could just smash them to the face for a lot of damage. But that's not going to be too promising if we can't get anything done on the ground. And there comes our savior. Now I'm not too scared if they kill one of my creatures, because if they do, I'm going to get to draw some cards. So at this point, my only concern is if I do attack with them and they let them through, am I going to be able to hold my own when they all out attack me? So they got 2 4/4s right there, and that's pretty scary. I figure I can take some damage, but a lot of their guys will end up dying in mine. So They're deciding on whether to block because they know if I draw 7 cards, this game is going to be over. They let it through. And I was kind of curious on what they can copy there. I'm like, what activated ability? So then I realized, I was like, I know the feeling on how it is when you just draw your land, so. Trying to let my opponent know I feel him. But I do have to do something. I can't just let them keep going. This time they're gonna have to block my Bam land. And so if they're gonna block that, maybe we can put a counter on another creature. We can get them getting in there. I wasn't gonna risk the actual character, so I was like, here's a token. I can at least re-equip it. And I do feel like my opponent here thinks they might have an opportunity, because I didn't give a card count. 17 cards, and I'm about to draw 14, 11 of them. Yeah, I got scared real quick. They have 20 cards in deck, we have 17. And now we're down to 6. Yeah. Petrified about that. And unfortunately they gained some life, or else we would have just Choco Comet them right then and there. So I figure we need to reduce our hand size so we don't throw a lot of our good stuff away. It makes sense to go ahead and just play out the mana dorks. They're 1/3s. I mean, they can block at least. Nothing really for us in our graveyard to go get. Plus, I don't want to mill myself even more before I deck myself. Not too many other cards that we can get rid of. So 9 cards in hand. Had to get rid of the thing that's gaining in life. And we're out of black, out of our black bomb, so why not? Let's go ahead and get rid of the swamp. So a full fist of cards to their 1 card. And to their, like, actual benefit, their stuff has indestructible, and there's and they got some lifelink out there too. And luckily for us, we have a ton of mana. So let's just go ahead and end the game and move on to the next one. And from even to a Chocobo Comet for 11 damage. Jeez, that's a lot. And now I'm kind of hyped. We actually are about to, like, we're at that break-even point. Yeah, we have a few less gems than what we put in for this tournament. So if I lose here, I am not too upset. Let's lead it off with the red. In case we, you know, at least faking that we got Thunder Magic. Get our bird out there. See what they got going on. Nothing. Oh, and now this kind of makes our next turn easy because if we can go get our Black Source with Summon right here, Fenrir, we will have our Jet Mirror out next turn with removal in hand. And if they can't deal with him, they're in for a world of pain. And on the bright side, we also get in for 4 damage if they don't cast anything. And it looks like we're getting in for 4 damage. Just running out a 2-2 just to run out a 2-2. Which makes sense. But at the same time, how much damage can we do to them? If we just killed it. Bye-bye. 6 damage, and next turn we got the Menace coming their way. They only got 3 mana. They were struggling. And they realized it. They're not going to do anything with that. So now I am happy as a clam. I get all my coins back. And then some. Now, if we lose, we're out, but we still get our money back. However, we win, we got a box. Come on. Let's do this. And at this point, I am literally shaking. Like, my heartbeat is starting to go through the roof. I gotta sit here and figure out how we're gonna be able to pull this through. It's not a super nice curve that we have. And now I have a little bit more hope. Because turn 3 Lannery, even if we don't draw another land, we will get a treasure token. And now our 4-drop bomb is online. And on top of that, when we attack, we will get another treasure token and can kill whatever comes down with Thunder Magic if it's a low drop. So the cool thing here is we're about to pump our guy. He's already 3-2. Now he's a 4-3. I am more than happy to kill that token. There's still a chance that he's not going to block it, which, by all means. Now I'm kind of concerned that they might have removal. Of course, the last thing I want them to do is take my bomb away. Which, if they did, we would just replace it with another bomb. So seeing this made me extremely happy. They had to tap their artifact in order to cast it. And now we can just kill this guy and they're gonna have no blockers. And after doing that, I realized that was a slight mistake because we could have cast our 4-drop bomb here if we didn't use that treasure token. We could have attacked, killed it in the attack before blockers are declared, and had double strike on him. So I'm debating here on whether to get in with the extra damage here and go get a land, or do the Fenrir and get a land. And also get that extra damage in with that treasure token. You need a forest so bad. At this point we're just going all in on the captain. So with Chocobo Kick in hand, what are they going to do? That's not good enough. And that sure as heck is not good enough. So at this point, it's just GG. And they realized it. And I am thrilled beyond relief. We are at least at 1 box. Can we get to 2? We have a loss already. Come on, baby. Let's get to 2. And this is a non-keepable hand. And of course, we're going to have to mull on the game that actually gets us the final back. That final box. Come on. So we can keep because we have the Goo Gardener. We do have the Blitz. And that's, if we draw land, we can get her out on turn 4 or turn 3. I'm debating, is the removal worth it, or do I just need a creature? Because once she's out, something needs to get pumped. And it won't be so good to get Goo Gardener pumped. Like, what the heck is he gonna do? I will say though, fat butts, like, it is hard to get through that. So 1/3. Maybe just casting out a creature is 1/1. Okay. So we're not gonna get countered here. And you ran with it. So turn 3, 4-drop. Pumping the Goo Gardener. I'm thinking we get in with a blitz, like we attack with both next turn. If she deals damage, we can crack the blitz ball right away and get some more cards. And see if we can get some more threats. Opponent's over there on mono blue right now. Not looking so hot. On the bright side, they all have 1 toughness. If y'all have recognized that clicking that I do off to the side, it's my thought process. I need to get better with that. I realize they only have 4 damage total, so they can't kill my my bomb, and I don't need to worry about wasting my removal. Go get some more cards, and beautiful. We get to leave open Thunder Magic. And they're still on mono blue. I'm sure they're missing a color here. And now, that counter. That's when I realized the other guy gets bigger too. So I'm like, I'll stop the flyer. So now that they have their black mana, we need to keep the pressure on. And how am I going to keep the pressure on? With more cards. And that one also gives haste to any creature I cast. Unfortunately, the bow is not a creature, it's artifact that turns into a creature, so it doesn't get the effect. And we learned that in previous games with the Pokeball. But that getting haste might cause some issues for them. I'm debating on whether to attack with a Boo or not. If I attack with him, are they going to take the damage? They're going to chump it. And that's when I realized I still got 3 mana, so disregard what I just said. I thought if we didn't attack with them, we wouldn't be able to cast our spells, so we can go get a land. And I'm debating, is it worth it, or do we go ahead and drop another creature? So if they kill him, we get rid of him next turn, like, we don't draw a land, are we going to be able to do anything? At the same time, if they attack with that mage, we can block with our enchantment creature there. If they pump it, we can pump ours. Guys, if you have never gotten to this point, you do not understand. When I say your heart is beating out of your chest, oh, it is game on. The only reason I am as comfortable as I am is I love this game. I love draft. I love limited. And prior to this, I used to play a ton of PUBG. And when you get into the final 10 for the first time in PUBG, and you start getting into the final 3, final 2, oh, like hands sweaty, mom spaghetti, everything is going down. And if you can't keep cool there, you may just fumble it up. So, realizing I can't save her. That's well, that happened. And now we're gonna make sure that if we cast that 6/6 trampler, he's coming through as long as they don't counter it. We already got stuff, don't really need to worry about it. We need a way to deal damage through 4, a 4/4. So I'm debating on whether putting it on the creature that's going to kill itself in a turn or two, or go ahead and keep it on a creature we got. So, at this point, we're going to bait out a counter spell. They don't have a counter spell. Oh, it's on. That's 10 damage coming their way. And if they don't do anything about it, the next turn you're going to have Double Striker coming through. With the opponent at 2, us at 20, and we have a better board state, I'm feeling very confident right now. But they do have a fistful of cards. And for the amount of times I've stabilized at 1 or 2 life, I'm not going to put it past them. So, when they play this, I realize they only have that one dual lane there. So if they take the conjured, cornered by black mages, I'm not worried about it. They can't cast it. So I figure if I take the land away and they don't have a land, they can't play any spells. I figure they would have already played a creature by now. So at this point, I'm okay if they try to kill one of my guys. I'm not going to let them have the Dragoon, which gives 2 bodies. So my question is, do they have a land? Since I denied them the 1 land that was in that bash. If they do, they can drop the poo-poo UFO. And I think they're realizing it as well. So I hit him with the GG. And we won 2 boxes, ladies and gentlemen. First time ever for me. I am ecstatic. If y'all enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up, subscribe, share. Just let me know how you liked it. I appreciate anything. Comment down below. Let me know what y'all thought. What I could have done better if y'all liked it. My videos are just going to get better from here. I am slowly learning on how to do the editing. So bear with me, but I love you guys. Thank you for coming, and y'all have a good night.